Hi, I'm Tino. I've been playing Jugger for 14 years now, and in this video I'll show you how to build this Jugger chain yourself, even if you are a total beginner. We are building this chain using the German Jugger rules, the most widely used rule set in the world. What you will need: a soft ball with a diameter of at least 19 centimeters, a soft strap that's at least 3.5 meters long. In this case we will be using a soft longe because it already comes with a handle. Paracord. I'm using cord with a 1.8 mm diameter to keep the chain light and the knot small, which improves safety. I've tested various materials and diameters, and paracord is my top pick for being soft, lightweight and strong. 2.0 mm cord is easier to get and will also work just fine. What you'll also need are a flexible glue, a lighter, a cash card, a needle and thread. Go for a thick and sturdy thread, a pair of scissors, a measuring tape of at least 3.2 meters, a hand clamp, and finally, basic hand sewing skills. Don't worry, it's not that hard, I promise. We'll start by weaving the net. You'll need 4 cords of paracord, all cut to the same length, each slightly more than twice the circumference of your ball. This gives you some extra length to finish the net later on. We'll use the long side of the cash card to help with measurements. If you're working alone, it's easiest to do this on the floor, so you can use your foot to hold the card in place. That way you will have both hands free while tying the knots later on. Take all the ends of the first 2 cords and place the longer side of the card into the loop on the other end. Now step on the card and start tying the first 2-strand overhand knot, using the 2 cords that come from underneath the card. We will be tying this kind of overhand knot throughout the whole process. And now flip the whole thing and do the same on the other side. Repeat the process with the remaining 2 cords. Now place them both on top of each other like this and separate the strands so you can see which ones to tie next. Pick any 2 inner cords and tie them together using the card as a guide. Repeat this until all ends are connected. Next one. And the next. Until the last one. Now repeat the process once more with all the ends. The center of the net might look a bit messy, but that's normal, don't worry. Let's go back to the workbench and take a look. This is what your net should look like. So congratulations if this is your first ever net you've weaved yourself. The final knot we will be using now is called the 4-strand diamond knot. There may be other knots out there also working well, but we are going to use this one for now. Arrange all the cords so that each end passes over the crossing pair and then under the next one. This is very important. Starting from any point, take a loose pair of cords and put them clockwise on top of the next. Continue this pattern until the final pair, which will go through the loop from the very first pair. Now we just need to pull all the ends tight to finish the knot. the knot on its own is not very strong yet. That's why we need to tie another one. But before that, add a bit of flexible glue on top to secure the knot. You can also seal it with a lighter, but be careful not to burn through the paracord. Now tie the second diamond knot. I won't speed this part up so you can follow along again. Add a bit of flexible glue on top to secure the knot. Once it's done, trim the excess cords and seal all ends with a lighter. Again, be careful not to damage the knot. Next, we prepare the strap. Feed the strap through a gap under the knot and loop it back over. Use the clamp to secure the strap in place. Adjust the clamp until your chain is just under 3.2 meters long. We keep in mind that in Germany the chain length is measured when stretched. My chain ended up at 3.04 meters unstretched and 3.13 meters stretched. This allows for a bit of stretching over time. You don't need to copy my measurements, just make sure you keep the final length slightly below 3.2 meters, because new chains tend to stretch a bit after being played for a while. The amount of stretch also depends on your strap material, so check your length regularly. Now fold the end of the strap inward like this. The last resulting fold here is where you will cut it. It should look like this. Use the clamp whenever you need to keep the desired length of the chain. I like to round the corners a bit before sealing the end with a lighter. This way you will avoid hard corners in the end. I recommend sewing with a double thread to save some time. There are plenty of tutorials available online, so I won't go into detail here. Let's sew it up. Stitch in a U shape twice for a strong hold. Avoid the very edges. If the stitch is too close, it may squish the soft material, resulting in hard edges. Close the gaps next to the knot to prevent it from slipping out. When you're done, choose a spot where to finish the stitch to hide the following knot. Cut the threads right before the needle and knot them together. Everything should be secure, soft and sturdy. Have fun with your new chain.